Alright, hello everyone, it's Silver Kyle, and welcome to my gaming update number 12. I think it's been about 3 months, so it's not too bad. This isn't the worst long period of time that I haven't done one. A lot of games, there was, the rest of the fall season, like the rest of November releases, and Christmas, and then Boxing Day. I don't think I picked up anything in Boxing Day. So yeah, okay, so anyway, yeah, just a lot of stuff here to cover. So let's get this with the most recent pickup, which would be Evolve. I picked this up at launch, and it was okay. I talked about it more in my impressions video, so if you really want to check that out, I'll put a link in the description box below. My manuals are falling back behind there because I got a new manual and I took it out of the shelf, in case you heard that. Anyway, so yeah, I'll put a link in the description box below if you want to check out my impressions. But it feels, because I was super excited for this, because it's the same people that created Left 4 Dead, and I loved that franchise. But this, it just felt like it was a little bit too much, and instead of 4 versus 4, it's 4 versus 1, 4 versus the one big monster. And I don't really enjoy being the monster at all, whereas when I played the Special Infected in Left 4 Dead, I really enjoyed it. I also don't like when you're hunting, which is a great part of the game, is you're just running after this monster, and you're just literally running after him. There's no... there's no fighting, you're just running. And it's really boring. If they took that out and there was just more battles, or if maybe the hunting was actually funner, like if when you were running after this monster, it was a little bit funner, but it's not. The classes are really good though. I really like all the different classes. There's the specific one that has this like dog monster, there's the healer, and I like the composition of, if you have a good team, it's really fun. And when the battles happen and you're fighting the monster and everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing, it's a lot of fun. But other than that, if you can find it for cheap, then, but don't buy it right now. All right, now into some really good games, and I got a lot of these at Christmas time, so there's like a bunch of them. I played the majority of them, but I haven't played them all yet. Shadow of Mordor. This is a lot longer of a game than I expected. I was expecting to put like 10 to 15 hours, but it's a lot longer than that. But I was trying to get like everything in the game. I didn't, but I got close. So anyway, I really like the aspect of running around. It's kind of like Assassin's Creed, where there's just like it's this big world of orcs everywhere. I wish that we could have had maybe more of like a more open world of Middle Earth. I think that would have been more fun, because it's really yourself plus a few people every once in a while that you find that help you. You can also turn certain orcs on your side, or like a warg on your side if you just use your wraith powers. But the main thing here is that you're dead. With a wraith, and when you die you come back to life as the wraith, and the game knows this, as in it's part of the game. It's not just like restarting, oh I died, game over, restart the game. No, the game actually knows when you die, and the characters do too, because it's part of the storyline. I think that's kind of cool that they implemented dying as a part of the storyline. The orcs will be like, I killed you, and you're back for more? Like, what is this? It's kind of cool. And then when you kill certain orcs that are captains, there's kind of like a chess piece where you see all the captains and you see them dying or like attacking each other to try to rank up. And it's kind of cool, and if they kill you, they also rank up. So there's a lot of cool ideas in this. I just wish it was a little bit more open world, but this is still the best Lord of the Rings game that I've played since The Return of the King on like PlayStation 2, Xbox. So I really enjoyed that game. Sunset Overdrive, which I haven't played a ton of. Like I did my my video games night, and I played this game and Shadow of Mordor, and I haven't put that much more into it since. Like I have played it a few times, but not for long periods of time, like maybe an hour each, and it's still fun. It's kind of like a Tony Hawk vibe that I get from it, with crazy amounts of color. Like this game is crazy colorful, and sometimes it seems like there's just a little bit too much going on screen, but you're just flying around this world, kind of like just hooking on to anything that you can see. So if there's like a line, just jump on it and you're flying around. It's kind of fun at the beginning, but over time it's not as fun. Oh, but one thing is that you can never play on the ground. When you're running around, you're so slow, and the game really wants you to be like up in the air and doing all these crazy moves. But I haven't put a whole bunch of time into the game yet. Okay, Dragon Age Inquisition. And as I was talking about the manuals earlier, my girlfriend got the... this is all from my girlfriend. The Dragon Age Inquisition, I think it's the collector's edition, is it not? I'm not sure. The guidebook, so that's kind of cool. She's played this game a lot. I haven't yet because I'm still working on Origins, and then I have to play Dragon Age 2. So I'm quite a bit behind, but she really enjoyed it, and I've looked at her play it, and it looked pretty cool. Another thing too is that because we pre-ordered it from Future Shop, we got the Steelbook, which is, if I could get the light, really nice. The only thing is that it's a black Steelbook, and I think, yeah, for my Steelbooks, along with my Blu-rays, I'm going to get like some kind of protective plastic to put around it because they scratch just a little bit too easily, and they really get dusty. So yeah, that's my only complaints. Okay, let's talk about this game here. WWE 2K15. I picked this up because I am a wrestling fan, but like picking up a new wrestling game every year is not worth it. But this was the first big leap to the new consoles, so I wanted to pick it up, and also because I wanted the Hulkamania edition, which is this really awesome package that comes with a little Hollywood Hogan pop figure. There's also like the downloadable content of Sting and Hulk Hogan. There's also a signed signature of Hulk Hogan in it, and a piece of the wrestling mat for when he came back from last year. If you're a wrestling fan, this is like freaking awesome. So it was a pretty cool collector's edition. So I picked that up, and the game itself, compared to WWE 2K14, I'm not going to take a lot of time because a lot of people don't like wrestling, but if you do like the wrestling games, WWE 2K14 has a much better roster, has a much better, not general manager mode, but what's it called? Universe mode, I think. And there's just so much more. There's 100 spaces for create a character. Create a character in this game is so nerfed. Like they made it so cheap, and you can only have 25 slots. And if you change any of the suits, like if you want to make John Cena wear an NWO shirt or something like that, which is cool because they finally allow you to change what the wrestlers wear, which is like something they should have implemented a long time ago. In other games, like I think WWE Raw 2 or WWF Raw 2, I can't remember, but you could change it back then. So anyway, if you change like what they look like, or you change like what they wear, it counts as one of the 25 slots for a create a wrestler. So it's just, why did you do that? WWE 2K14 had 100 slots. You could have customizable music, so you could just put in your own MP3 music in there, or iTunes, or whatever. And it's just like really weird that they don't include that in this game. It just feels like a really big step back, but the graphics look amazing. All the characters look amazing. The only thing I'll say about the graphics is there's some screen tearing every so once in a while, but other than that, yeah. I don't know what else to say. If you want a good wrestling game, WWE 2K14, much better roster, and just everything else is perfect. The only thing is that it doesn't look as good as this. That's the only big positive of this, and being able to change what the wrestlers wear. Okay, then I also got probably one of the ones that I played the most out of, Halo, the Master Chief Collection. I had my gripes with this at the beginning because the online was horrible. It was just, you tried to get into a game and it took forever. Like, my brother came over, we took some time, I took two days off so that I could play this game. And it's just, it took forever to finally find games. The first day we played 12 to 14 hours, like that's all we did that day. Other than eating and going to pick up the game, that's all we did. It was trying to get into games, and we played a handful of games online. And usually we're on opposing teams. It was like, that's not at all what we want. Obviously, if we're on the same team, if we're on the same console, we probably want to be on the same team together. So anyway, Other than that, after a few weeks, they finally fixed it. Now I play it and it just works perfectly. And just being able to go back and play Halo 2 multiplayer is worth the purchase alone. But then they also have all the campaigns on this. I played with my girlfriend a little bit of the first game, and then I also got close to the end with my friend K-North2, Kevin from the Team Beardage live stream. We got a good portion of the way through the first game. We just took one night and we played a lot of it, so it was really fun. And I also played a little bit. I played, what's cool about this is that you can go and play Halo 1, 2, 3, or 4, and you can play any level. So you don't have to beat, you know, you get to the, if you want to play the last mission of Halo 3, for example, or Halo 2, you can just go and select it. You don't have to play through the entire game, which was really cool because on the first day, that's what my brother and I did. We would wait for a while. If it took too long to get into a game, we'd go over and play a little bit of the campaign mode, and we would just play like random different levels from each of the 4 games. It's a lot of fun. It's totally worth, you know, full retail. It's at this point now. But another thing too, here in Canada, games just keep going higher. They used to be $60 last year. I think it was $60 last year, maybe a year and a half ago. But either way, for the longest time, games were $60. Then they went up to $70, and now they're at $75. So that means, like, including tax, it's like $87 or something for a brand new game. It's getting so much harder to justify buying a game day one. Especially when, for example, a game like this where a large portion is multiplayer and it's not working. And then sometimes even the single player campaign. The single player campaign in this, I cannot complain. I had no problems whatsoever. I played 1, 2, 3, and 4 different missions. I almost beat 1. So, you know, I played all of it. And this was at the beginning too, so no complaints there. But some games, you know, they have glitches and they have screen tearing and they have just problems with the game, and they're released and it's like, ah, we'll patch it later. It's kind of disturbing. I should probably do a video about that, especially because in Canada, anyway, $87 including tax for a brand new game. That's ridiculous. Crazy. Anyway, also along with the Halo Master Chief Collection, because I got it from EB Games, it came with this like plastic book. I don't know, it's not a steel book, but it has like this removable plastic slip cover, and then also like a plastic thing. It's really cool, but I don't know what to classify it as. And like you can open it up too, and there's some inside art there. But yeah, that was kind of cool that they included that. But yeah, Halo, totally worth it now, but at the beginning it was kind of frustrating. All right, Diablo 3, Reaper of Souls. So I had picked up Diablo 3 on PC, and I played, you know, a few campaigns. I didn't beat the game, and I was having a hard time with, like, I just wasn't getting into it. But I picked it up on console, or I got it at Christmas on console, and because this is the expansion pack, it does come with Diablo 3 because it's the first time that it's on the Xbox One and PS4. And I played this with my girlfriend. We went through all 5 campaigns and we had a blast with this. This was so much fun. My favorite acts would probably be the first and second act. Least favorite probably, actually the fourth one was really cool in terms because you go to like heaven, but it was really short, if I remember correctly. And I don't know if it's, because that we were getting everything, like we did every quest, we killed every monster, we looked at everything on the map, like we just picked up everything, and because of that I felt that it was really easy when the boss battles came. So I think it was just a little bit too easy. We would have to go on a harder difficulty. We weren't on easy, and I don't think we were on normal. We actually went like one step harder because we beat like the first campaign and we're like, that's a little bit too easy. So I think we upped the notch. And it still was really, so we were just like breezing through everything. Like, I like going into a battle, more so in Diablo, and finding Diablo and being like scared of fighting him. But I wasn't in this. It took me longer to kill him, maybe a minute. But yeah, it's not, I should have just upped the difficulty more as I went through. But we are wanting to play different characters. I played Barbarian, and she played... not the sorceress, the huntress? Was it the huntress? I think she was a hunter. Is that I don't even remember. Was she a demon hunter? I don't know. We played this in January and we just had a blast with it. But really fun, and it's relatively long when you're trying to do everything. I would say we put in more than 20 hours into the game, so really cool. And we do want to go back and play with different characters and also beat. I guess I assume there's still Nightmare and Hell mode, right? There's harder difficulties, but I think there's also that. I don't know. We beat the game and then we wanted to work on a few other games at the time. So. Play that. Here I just wanted to quickly mention that I have been playing a lot of Watch Dogs, the online. That's why I included in my top 10 favorite games of 2014. The single player is meh, but the multiplayer, I picked that up in July, and I'm still going back to play the multiplayer. I just love the hide and seek aspect. And also Titanfall, because all the Titanfall DLC is free, so still a great game. Love Titanfall. Okay. Picked up the limited edition Kingdom Hearts 2.5 remix, which came with this like this keychain, and that's pretty much it. It was kind of a lukewarm collector's edition. What else did it come with? The game, obviously, and the game wasn't any different. Was there anything else? Or was it just the keychain? All right. Still haven't played this because I need to play the first one. I played Kingdom Hearts when it first came out a long time ago, but I want to go through the HD remake. Alright, I finally have, as most of you probably already know, Xenoblade Chronicles, and I still like, I look at it and I'm like, I have this game. It's just one of those games that I was going to be like, it went up to like $100 and over $100 for a while there, and I was just like, I don't feel like it's justified to pay for it just yet, but with the second game coming out, or I guess the next game, because it's still the Xeno series. Anyway, the latest game is coming out for the Wii U, I think this year. So I really wanted to pick this up and play it, and it went down like, it was under $100 when I picked it up, including shipping. So I was really happy with that. Plus it was brand new and sealed. Like, it's still sealed right now because I want to do a video games night. Maybe either next weekend or the weekend after that, playing this game for the first time. Because I think it would just be fun to be able to say, okay, here's a games night, and you could see my first impressions after I play like an hour or 2 hours of the game. So that would be really fun. But Xenoblade! So happy. I'm like a kid at Christmas with Xenoblade. Super Smash Bros. Wii U. Look at all these November releases. I picked up a lot of these when they first came out, but anyway, I gotta get better. Every 2 months, maybe a gaming update. Tons of fun. This is, for all intents and purposes, this is the best Super Smash Bros. Out there. I just have a place in my heart for the 64 version because I just love it to death. But the characters, you know, Shulk, Pac-Man, Mega Man, they're all just freaking awesome. All the Fire Emblem characters, which I'm so happy are just, you know, are starting to get more and more of. Freaking awesome. It's Super Smash Bros. What can you say about that? The best fighting series. I'm not a huge fighting series fan, but for Super Smash Brothers, that is where it's at for me. Okay, Hyrule Warriors. This is another game that my girlfriend and I played from beginning to end, and we had a blast with it. The one thing that I will say, lately I've been talking about the Wii U and the gamepad and how I want Nintendo to drop it from the Wii U, because I think that would just make it a lot easier to sell because it would be a lot cheaper. Anyway, the one positive about this is that when we were playing the game, we didn't have to go split screen because I played on the gamepad and she played on the TV. And then we'd switch it back and forth depending on the campaign so that we could both play. So that was kind of cool that we didn't have to do the split screen. That's one of the positives of the gamepad, but not a lot of, there's so few games that actually use the positives of that. So it's really hard for me to justify keeping the gamepad around because so few games actually use it correctly. And it's kind of a burden playing with this like gigantic thing too, right? It's not super comfortable. It's not bad, but I'll take like the Pro Controller over it, and like the 360 and PS3 and PS4 controllers over it any day. But anyway, this game is basically Dynasty Warriors with Legend of Zelda coat over it, and it's a blast. You know, getting to play as all the different characters, and then you can also play as the bad guys too, which is awesome. You actually get to play as Ganondorf. so much fun. And any boss that you beat, you get to play as them. So you're just playing every character, a lot of the popular characters, and you get to play as Gorons and stuff, and they're all walking around and they're just looking like awesome. So I really enjoyed this game. It is a bit repetitive, like a Dynasty Warriors game is, because you're slashing a bunch of monsters and stuff. But I, myself and my girlfriend had a really good time playing this game. And relatively long. I don't remember how many hours it took us to beat this, but it was over 10 hours definitely. Okay, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I still haven't beaten this, and I don't know if I talked about it in my last gaming update, but I got further if I had talked about it. Still, such a difficult game. I just really like that you can use controllers for this, like you can use the Pro Controller and the gamepad instead of the Wii remote, instead of having to wave it around when you want to do a barrel roll. And it's so stupid. In the Wii, this Wii U version, if you have the gamepad, talking about the gamepad again, but if you have the gamepad or the Pro Controller, you're good. But I don't think it includes, yeah, you can't add the original Wii Pro Controller, or the classic controller. Like you can't include, I don't know why, it's like most games do. Super Smash Brothers has like every possible, like look at this. Look at all the controls you can use there. And then you have some games where it's like, no, you can only use like a few of them. Like why? It's easy enough. Like the classic controller is the Pro Controller. It's the exact same thing. I don't know. Well, anyway. Now a few games here that I had also gotten at Christmas, but I haven't played them yet. Infamous Second Son still sealed because I still need to play Infamous 1 and 2, or beat Infamous 1 and then play Infamous 2 to then play this one. Same with Call of Duty Ghosts, I just haven't opened it yet, and Battlefield 4. But I'm actually thinking of trying this game out pretty soon. I'm in the mood for Battlefield. Also with the new Battlefield coming out, that's already out, and I actually really want that, but I'm not paying full retail for it because I know that it'll drop in a bit, and I'd rather pay a lower amount for that because it's, hey, $7 is just ridiculous. Almost done. Let's just move that over there. Okay, we went to the Hawk shop in our town, which really doesn't have a lot of games, but we picked up, or my girlfriend picked up Dragon Ball Origins. I had heard, is it this one or the Game Boy Advance one that's really good? I can't remember, but I remember one of the Dragon Ball games on handheld being really good, so she picked this game up for herself. She also picked up Dragon Age Origins Awakening. We didn't have this, but we had, on disc format, we had borrowed it from one of my friends so that she could play through it. I haven't gotten to it yet because I haven't beaten Dragon Age Origins yet, but she's a huge fan of Dragon Age, so she really wanted to have the actual case for it. I still got to take the sticker off. But she was really happy with that. And while we were there, I gotta get a new case or clean it up or something. But because of Hyrule Warriors, it just made me think about how much I wanted to play another Dynasty Warriors game. So I picked this up for $3. Kind of a crappy case, but I'll just get a new one. And we're down to the last little bit. So there's two games that I picked up during one of my mystery unboxings there. Haven't played them yet, but I am going to be playing them soon. As soon as I beat... There's two games right here, and as soon as I beat those two, I'm going to be working on these two, actually. Final Fantasy Tactics, which I can't wait to play. I really can... I want to get through these games, but it's just I have too many games on the go, so I want to finish these two, and then move on to those. And also Legend of Mana, I haven't played this yet, but I will be soon. And that's because I'm currently playing my two favorite PlayStation 1 RPGs of all time. In terms of favorite RPGs like on any console, these would be in my top 5, both of these. I just cannot get enough of them. And that would be Legend of Dragoon, which I'm on disc 2 right now. I'm almost at the end of disc 2. And just going back and playing this is so much fun. If you've never played Legend of Dragoon and you like old school RPGs, or you liked any of the Final Fantasies that were on the PlayStation 1, You'll enjoy this. The battle system adds a little bit more because you have to hit a specific time. So there's that. The storyline is great. The graphics for its time, the year 2000, were good. Like the cinematics are actually really good, considering it's a 15-year-old game. That's crazy. This game is 15 years old. I gotta do a video about that when it actually hits its actual 15th anniversary, which I don't know which date that would be, but I know it came out in the year 2000. Just such a good game. Being able to turn it into dragoons, just all the different characters and how they all get intertwined is just it's an experience to enjoy. And if you like RPGs, I definitely recommend this. If you don't want to pay, like, you know, the premium price that it costs to get this on you know, on a physical copy, it's on the PSN for, I think, $6, or it's under 10. So pick it up there and play it on your PlayStation 3 and you'll have a blast. I think they finally added Vita support, like official Vita support for Legend of Dragoon as well. So you can play it in bed, just before bed. It's awesome. Do it. And last but not least, this game I've been playing with my girlfriend, and even though it's an RPG, we take turns. So we just, you know, sit in the game room and we just play through this game, taking turns and just, you know, getting really involved. I like being able to do that. Obviously, we like playing our co-op games where we get to play together, but even with RPGs where it's just one person playing, we really have a fun time just like watching the other person play. It's kind of like when I used to be younger, and I would do that with my brother. If you've ever played, more so if you're like a 90s kid, where you'd go and rent a game and you'd have siblings or like a friend and you'd take turns playing a game and watching the other person play. It's really fun, and it just brings back memories of when I used to do that with my brother. But anyway, and I used to play this game with my brother, and that would be Final Fantasy IX, which is another one of, like I said, my top 2 favorite RPGs on the PlayStation 1. Just fantastic. Yes, I like this over Final Fantasy VII. Vivi is just such an awesome character. We're on disc 3 right now, so we're getting there. Because I remember disc 4 is just like boss battles. I haven't played this for quite a few years. Same with Legend of Dragoon. No, Legend of Dragoon I go back to every once in a while, but it had been quite a long time since I played Final Fantasy IX, so we're having a really good time with this. Technically, the graphics for the gameplay looks better for Final Fantasy IX than it does Legend of Dragoon, but the cinematics for Legend of Dragoon are just up there. But yeah, tons of fun with this game. The storyline, the characters. Vivi is one of my favorite characters. Steiner is hilarious. I enjoy even the romance story between Zidane and Dagger. I like all the setting where it's like medieval with, you know, where they use mist. So there's like, you know, they have some technology but not a lot. Just so many good things to say about Final Fantasy IX, and Vivi is one of my favorite characters of all time. Like, he's, other than Cloud, I think I like him more than Cloud. So out of all the Final Fantasy characters that I've seen so far, he's my favorite. He's just so awesome. He's just this cute little mage, and the storyline in the first disc, I still remember when we played it, when they're on the flying ship, and there's other brethren, and there's fire everywhere. I'm like, man, that's such a good scene, and you just feel for Vivi. So I love Final Fantasy IX and Legend of Dragoon. I've had a really good last few months of video game. Most of the games that I have picked up, I have played. A few of them I just haven't because I want to do a video games night for Xenoblade Chronicles. So I've been holding off on that. And some of the big, like, I've been playing a lot of RPGs this time around. So because of that, it's just longer to beat them. But from what I have been playing, I've been having a good time. So thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you've been playing lately. Is there any games that have come out in 2015 that are really good? I've been looking at like Dying Light and Order 1886. I'm kind of glad that I held off because I've heard a lot of bad things about 1886, that it's mediocre, or that it's a short game. I don't know if that would really affect it. Sometimes I feel some games are overstaying their welcome. And some games are fine being, you know, just a few hours long. You look at games like Flower and Journey. That's another video I gotta talk about, is the length of games. Because that doesn't bother me too much, but if the rest of the game is kind of mediocre and you play the game and it was short and nothing stellar happened, I mean, that's completely reasonable. But I'm kind of glad I didn't pay the premium price of $87 here in Canada to play a possible mediocre game. But I do want to pick it up down the line and judge it for myself. So let me know in the comments below what you've been playing, and I'll see y'all next time. You be bearded in.
Beardage.